With how well known his plays are, there's an opportunity to dig into what inspired William Shakespeare to put his ideas on stage. Hamnet seems intent on showing the tragedy that might have then played a role in some of his iconic work, although a lot of the film's focus is primarily on his wife Anne, although here named Agnes. Chloe Zhao seeks to handle the subject matter as delicately as possible, giving the film a leisurely pace. While Hamnet can test the patience at times, and a few character actions can be frustrating, the film does give an understanding of how this relationship unfolded, even through its difficulties. What first stands out about Hamnet is how it's willing to depict the time period as realistically as possible. The houses look like what the Shakespeare family would have lived in at the time, and there's been no attempt by the art department to dress it up. Everything is dirty and muddy, with minimal material possessions, and that does draw one into the history depicted in the film. The movie is mostly deliberately paced, consisting primarily of quiet conversations between the characters. At times the movie can feel a little slow, with not too much going on. However, the performances do help give the audience someone to attach to. Jessie Buckley is particularly good at playing Agnes, although it's mostly interior performance. Fitting the tone and Zhao's direction, we understand her through some of her glances and reactions to her family and William, and when Buckley has to depict her intense grief, she shows the full force of what Agnes is feeling. Paul Mescal gives a similarly quiet performance as William. Those who walk in might be surprised he does not have as much screen time as expected, due to disappearing for a good amount to work at his theater company. However, that fits the story of him being a somewhat absentee father. Interesting enough, this might explain why Steven Spielberg decided to become a producer on this. Zhao does a good job of taking us into the life of this family, although there are times where one wonders why they make certain decisions. There's one particular moment with William and Agnes' son Hamnet that's frustrating, and while the story presented here is meant to be historical fiction, the unknown reasoning for this event makes one doubt the chances of this. However, once the film reaches a pivotal moment in the third act, it becomes clear what Hamnet has been building up to, and Zhao earns that payoff. This is a bleak film and one that moves at its own pace, but there's enough investment in the people on screen. You can come into the movie with a knowledge of William Shakespeare, but it's not a prerequisite, and it's mainly focused on his family, although we do get some scenes of him writing and working. This also becomes an actor's showcase with Jessie Buckley delivering a great performance and having to carry so many difficult emotions. It's a delicate piece of filmmaking from Chloe Zhao, and it's also clear how much she cares about the people on screen, and that allows the audience to get involved in their lives.